everybody, to another episode of EmpyREAL Everyday Woman. This is Dr. D.
And this is Ash.
And if you are joining us for the first time, welcome. And if you are a returned listener, we are so glad to have you as part of the EmpyREAL Everyday Woman family. Hey, Miss Ash, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, D?
I'm good. It's been busy.
Yes.
How about January felt like a year?
Listen, right? There was so many changes.
It was changes, but it was long.
And changes?
But I'm excited for us to, as always, for us to talk and chop up some things on behalf of the everyday woman that's out here rocking it out. First off, today we're going to talk about reinventing and reimagining ourselves. There's a lot of women out there that are reinventing themselves, whether it's a new career or looking at their passion and going back to a passion that they have. So I'm excited to talk about that. We will feature our EmpyREAL Everyday Woman. Is to shout out and celebrate our everyday woman, and I'm really excited to feature this woman. I don't know much about her, but that's the point of this portion of our episode, is always to highlight women that are doing everyday things, right, that we don't have to know intimately. And tonight we are going to highlight and to celebrate Shawanda Northern Smith.
Nice.
So what I know of Shawanda is we share an alma mater. So we both went to the same high school. I graduated a couple years before her. But the thing that really stands out to me about Shawanda is her passion, right? As often as I've been connected with her, it's been around her passion of singing.
Yeah.
And really singing about God, right? And the relationship that we can have with God. But she has consistently been one who, to me, has shown me how to be all the things I am in my life. An employee, a mom, a spouse, but also never giving up on my passion. And so I think, as women, we don't celebrate each other for sticking to your passion.
And so for me, number one, I agree. Like, let's kind of do a better job at that, highlighting people's passion and giving people kudos. But for me with Shawanda, I too don't really know her or have a relationship with her, but from what I see that she's a family woman. I see that, she loves her husband and her children, and that, number one, she is a great singer.
Yeah.
And for me, like, I love music, and there's not too many women singers that I like. And so I think she's the bomb. And I just think she does a really good job at what she does all around, professionally, musically, in ministry, if it's separate from music, all of that good stuff. I just think she's the bomb.
Yeah. I look at her often because her and her spouse have 5 kids.
Yeah.
Like 5 kids that are smiling every time I see the pictures, right?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
She's taking care of her family. And one of the things that our community has noticed is they picked up their family and moved.
They said, let's go.
Let's go, right?
Yeah.
And I know every day women in particular are looking at the reasons why it is inconvenient or why they can't.
For sure.
Right? And there's all these reasons. My kids are in school. They like their school.
Mm-hmm.
We are in a groove, right? Our family is here because she's native to this city.
Yeah.
And they moved away from all of that. I think that is amazing. Again, you never know the intricacies of someone's life and what they're dealing with, but I know it couldn't have been easy. And shout out to you, again, for pursuing that thing, that call in life, that urge, and doing what many of us sit around thinking about. One day I'm gonna move.
For sure.
Right? And 20 years later, one day I'm gonna move. It's snowing here, and I hear people all the time, I'm gonna go somewhere warm. Right, and I'll see you this winter, still in this place. So shout out to Shawanda Northern Smith, a fellow preacher's kid. We miss you in this area, but we are still watching you. We are still celebrating you. And we thank you for being an amazing, EmpyREAL, everyday woman.
You make it look good, Shawanda.
You make it look good and easy.
For sure.
Snaps. Hey, Miss Ashley, when I thought about this topic, reinventing and reimagining, I thought about you.
Oh, I'm honored.
This is the beauty of us not talking, about the episode and scripting out. So you have shared with the listeners that you are back in school. And you've shared a little bit that you are a family person, right? So that's nothing new.
Yeah.
But to be at a place in life where you go back to something, really to me is not easy. And a lot of times women are looking at, what do I want to be and how do I become that? How do I do something different, right? And so I have experienced a lot of women changing their trajectory and changing the roads they're on, much like when we talked about Shawanda, right?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to talk to you about reinventing, and topic for today, reinventing and reimagining. You agreed, not knowing what perspective I was coming from. What were your thoughts?
This is going to be interesting. And just, I always feel like you have this sort of intricate way of thinking. And so sometimes when it comes to topics, I don't know, like you just stated, like what direction you're coming from or where we're going with this. And so with this topic, number one, I'm honored that you thought about me. Can I be honest? Like, kind of honored. Because it's about me.
And you're doing it.
I know.
So when I was thinking about the topic, I wanted to first tell women out there, it's okay to want to change directions. It's okay to want to go do something that you haven't done. A friend of mine called me the other day because her friend was considering quitting her job and going to grad school. And a lot of times women need to hear it's okay to do that. It's okay to decide to go back to school.
For sure.
Especially when it seems like your life isn't going to have time for it.
Can I tell you why I went back to school really quick?
Tell me.
So, you know who my best friend is,
Yeah.
right? And so I remember her saying to me, we both went to college right out of high school, And then, life happens, and so you go about doing your things. And we have really deep conversations, and we're both smart people. And one day she said to me, she was like, Ash, we are the smartest people I know, and we don't have degrees. We need to go back to school. And so she went back to school, and she went and got her associates and bachelors, and I got my associates, and now I'm getting my bachelors. And it was just like, that was that kind of drive that I needed. And knowing that I believe that I'm going to go places, I just felt like I needed that paper to kind of open up some of those doors. So, and definitely having the support of people around you is imperative, I think, for one's success. So.
But it is imperative, but it can still be done without it.
For sure.
Right?
There's nothing like it, right?
Yeah, but if you find yourself in a relationship with everybody, no one wants to support your endeavor, still go do it. Like, if it's for the betterment of yourself, now how you do it may need to be nuanced. If you have a family or, single mom, working mom, whatever the case may be, but no one has to give you permission to want to reimagine who you are. There's plenty of examples of people becoming professionals in a new area after they're 40.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Like, I started this thing after 40. And sometimes that can be really intimidating. So whether it's returning to school or changing careers, we just wanted to mention, don't forget that it's a marathon, not a race. So changing your trajectory, changing your life, changing your surroundings, becoming something that you want to be that you've yet not accomplished, do that thing knowing that it's not going to be overnight. How have you kind of navigated the fact that you got on a path that wasn't going to be fast?
I think that it was just determination, knowing that it's something that I want. With a lot of things, I don't give up too easily, and it hasn't been an easy walk by no means, but it's something that I know that I desire and that I want, and I believe that this is a part of my journey and a part of what's in store for me. And so with that, I believe that you're kind of set up with the strength to be able to accomplish what it is you're supposed to accomplish. So when it gets hard, I find strength in knowing that I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of keeps me going, because I want to give up every single day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sometimes it's just hard. Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I feel like there's not enough hours in the day.
Yeah.
But it's just like, this is where you're supposed to be. This is a part of the plan. And so let's get it done.
Sure.
Yeah.
Some of the things I reminded myself when I was going through the dissertation phase, first of all, I did my homework. I knew what I was going into. I asked people for advice, and then I adjusted that advice based on who I was.
Sure.
I knew I had a time limit. I wanted to get this done before my kids were in high school, and so I got my doctorate in 3 years, which is kind of unknown for some folks out there. And it's okay if it's taking you 7-10, right? This was my timeline.
That's beautiful.
But I knew going into it, I can do this because I know when it's going to end.
Sure.
I'm not going to be taking a class here or there. I'm not going to, not do I'm not taking any incompletes in class. I am going to do this.
Yeah.
So first I had a time limit. I also knew that I needed to kind of look at things as they came and not the whole thing.
Sure.
So a lot of people are familiar with my hashtag, chop wood, carry water.
Yep.
Because it really is about chopping it up into bits and getting it done that way. Sometimes you can't look at the whole thing, or it'll look like this is going to take forever. But when you're reimagining and reinventing yourself, think about what are those quick wins and those little wins, right? What are the things that I can do along this journey that are significant to getting to where I want to be, but I'm not looking at the whole thing so much that I become stagnant or feel like it's impossible. And I think that's even for not just a degree, right? If you want to build your own business or build your own brand, I mean, listen, just remember where you are now, you didn't get here fast. So where you want to go, you may not get there fast. But just think where you could be in 5 years.
So I was just looking at something. I'm not sure if you remember this, but on September 1st, 2015, I sent you an inbox.
No, really?
I sent you an inbox.
Are you about to embarrass me?
No. Just.
Did I reply?
You did.
Oh, okay.
You did.
Because me and inboxes we don't get along.
So pretty much I just said, I know you're a mom, a wife, professional, etc. in school. And I told you that I started school. And I was just telling you that I felt horribly overwhelmed. And
wow.
I said, how do you do it? And how do you decide how many or what's too much, essentially? Yeah. And you gave the best advice. And I really did take that advice that you gave.
Crazy.
And I used it. So years before we actually became cool, I shot you an inbox and you responded.
What was the advice?
First you said, hey, Ash, breathe. You said, I really mean that. Put it aside and get an iced tea or a soda and breathe. You said whatever you signed up for is completely doable. And then you gave a lot more information, but that was the gist. And you said, I hope this helps. Call me at, let me give you your number.
Please don't.
Okay. If you need to talk, I can listen. So I appreciated that from 2015.
Wow. Well, that's the same advice I offer to you all. And if there's any that Miss Ashley wants to add, but breathe, chop wood, carry water, take your time. There's lessons in the steps, not just in the arrival. And a lot of times we need the steps in order to make us the expert.
Absolutely.
So take your time.
That's good.
You'll get there. But be new. You have permission. If just in case you needed the cheerleading squad, play this episode over and over and over again. Every time you're walking into your new job or walking out of your new job or your old one, right? Like, you have permission to go be something new. Take that giant leap. Reimagine, reinvent yourself. Be great.
And you know what? Really quick, a few episodes ago, Dr. D said, do it scared.
Yeah.
So even if you're afraid and you're not sure, do it scared.
Yeah. Let's do it. Wait, do we have to pay Nike for that?
Oh, just do it how you do it. I don't know. That's good.
Miss Ashley, we talked about accountability the last episode, and it got me to thinking. Because, I was really hard on accountability.
I was just thinking that. Okay. Yes.
To the point where we were still texting about it a couple days later. So I'm going to try this thing out, okay? And hopefully I'll change my mind a little bit about accountability. It is okay to have an accountability partner. And I am inviting everyone. So me and Miss Ashley, we're going to share something we're pursuing. And we ask, join in with us. Either share with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at EmpyREAL Everyday Women, something that you want an accountability partner for. Or feel free to help encourage us. For me, it's meal planning. I am, and this is me being honest on the intranet. I don't like planning for meals. The question, what's for dinner, can send me into a rage.
Yeah, I remember.
I hate it. But I'm finding if I plan, then no one has to ask me, right? So I really am my worst enemy. So here's my goal. I would like on Saturdays to sit down and think about the meals for the week and then go purchase them. Because what's happening right now is I think about it around 3 o'clock and I stop at the store on the way home and then I buy an additional $40 worth of stuff because that looks good.
Yeah.
But if I meal plan on a Saturday and go in and get the meals, that will save me from going in every day and spending those extra coins.
Absolutely.
Like last night, I went in to buy my dinner and I also bought 3 bags of potato chips and some sun chips that are, have you seen the new sun chips that are made of sweet potatoes and brown sugar?
Oh no.
Haven't tasted them yet, but they're good. But my little run-in was supposed to be like $15 and it was $50. So I want to meal plan. So y'all hold me accountable. If you have any meals to suggest, I'm tired of tacos, spaghetti, pizza, and burger.
Yes, man.
So let me know how you meal plan, what's on your meal plan, and then we're going to check in 2 weeks, and y'all going to be my accountability partner. You and Miss Ashley. Y'all
I love
and
it.
Miss Ashley.
I love it.
About meal planning for the next 2 weeks.
Listen, for sure.
Okay.
On your next outing to the grocery store, I think you need to pick up some Cheez-It Snapped. They're the new Cheez-Its. They're amazing. Okay.
I got to leave here to go get dinner.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm trying to do better at that too, by the way, because, it's very expensive. So, what is mine? I would like to be held accountable to saving. I am taking some investment courses this semester, and I actually have another finance course where we're talking about budgets and building up your portfolio and all of this good stuff. And I've always been financial conscious, and I don't do it. I took financial peace when I was 18 years old. So that kind of sparked that drive of, where does your money go? But I don't save.
Wow.
And so that's what I want to be accountable to. I've stepped up my investment game so far in January. And
Shout out.
Yeah, right? And I've put some money away for a rainy day.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm trying, in the midst of buying sneakers still.
Sneakerhead.
I know. So I'm trying to step back from that as well, because that $180, $250 could go into my savings account.
Wow.
Right? So that's what I want to be held accountable for, is just how much money I'm spending and saving. At the end of the year, I would like to have saved $1,000.
That's achievable.
An additional $1,000.
Hey, I'm cheering you on, and if you figure it out,
I'm excited. I'm excited about living on the budget. I'm really excited about this. And I'm trying to incorporate Ty into it. Like, bro, just because you have money doesn't mean you have to spend it. So that is the goal. Yes.
That's nice.
Really?
That's gonna be good stuff. Yeah, I'm excited for you. I was watching a blogger last year around January. She said she wanted to spend the year eating up her debt. And she finished the year, she paid off her school loans.
Whoa.
And she just is like a vlogger she's like a YouTube person, and that's it. And she's single, she's a single mom.
Yeah.
She paid off her school loans, she paid off all her credit card debt, and she saved, I think she said like $15,000.
What?
Now, I don't know what she's doing on YouTube. But that's some commitment. Like, no matter what her income is to commit to, that's what I'm going to do. And usually you make those commitments, but then
something comes up.
Something comes up. No, she did a check-in in December and was like, y'all, I'm debt free.
Nice.
All I owe is my house and my car.
That's so amazing.
You
Listen,
have the same testimony as that.
Upon graduation, be debt free.
So let us know what you want to check in with us about. What kinds of things are you trying to do more or better at, and we can be each other's accountability party.
We got you.
Calling this journey with us. So let's go.
So, Dee, you said at the beginning that we were going to talk about a letter to your past self. And you kind of got the idea from your daughter, right? And let's get straight to it.
Sure. So,
would you like to start?
Yeah, so my daughter was writing, she found a letter to herself that she wrote a year ago, and it was just a reminder to herself of the things she likes to do and to be true to herself. And she was so tickled reading it. I thought it would be cool to write myself something now so that I can read it later. So we're going to call this segment A Letter to Yourself, but it's really going to be an audio letter. So, dear Derek, let's see. You're pretty awesome. Stop looking at the scale every morning. Hasn't moved in a year.
I was the only person that did that. Okay. Like, dang, we ate healthy yesterday. What happened?
I had that salad. It was still like, I mean, I had chips afterwards, but dang.
Gosh.
You are loved. You are appreciated. And even when it doesn't feel like it or look like it, someone out there loves you enough that if you called them, they would come to you. They'd come to your rescue. Don't believe the lies. You're not alone. You're amazing. And although you haven't gotten everything that you wanted, you are learning things along the journey. And no means next opportunity. Shout out to Dr. Karen Reynolds for giving me that one. No means next opportunity. So keep pushing, because that thing you want is right around the corner. Love me.
Listen, that was good. I like that next opportunity bit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the bomb.
That's the
That's the bomb. So, for Ashley, for me, I'm going to my Instagram posts. Shameless plug. If you're not following me, follow me on Instagram if you want to.
What's your handle?
At Asher, ASHER 8234. So, on my Instagram post, I wrote this, and I guess I can add to it. I wrote this on October 26th. Go check out that post if you want to. I said, Ash, if I weren't already you, you'd inspire me to be just like you or something better. Life has not been easy at all. You haven't necessarily made the wisest choices, but you have something that not many can say they have. Grit, determination, and perseverance. Your steps are truly ordered by God, and He has great things in store for you. And I'm glad I get to experience those great things with you. Keep pushing. Things are falling into place. Signed, the inner you.
Love it.
So that's what I would want to read. Something that I would continuously want to read throughout my years, looking back at that post.
What do you want to tell yourself in a year? What do you feel like would be valuable to read? My daughter reminded herself of her passions and not to let them get lost in the things that she's doing every day. Even in 7th grade, she did that. She reminded herself of who her friends were and how she defines friendship. And it was beneficial for her to read a year later. Grab a piece of paper or pen or your phone. There's even a website that you can write yourself a letter, and if you put your email address in there, it will email it to you in a year.
Oh, nice.
The website is called futureme.org. It says write a letter to your future, and then you can decide when it's delivered to you, whether it's 1 year, 5 years, or a specific date. You can make it private or public but anonymous, and you put your email address in there and it will send it to you. So write yourself, encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to. I want to thank everybody for joining us today.
Thank you so much for rocking with us.
And again, thank you to Shawanda Smith and for the example you're showing, not only to us, but to your daughter, right? And your family, to pursue your dreams, live your passion, and to know what you're capable of doing, no matter where you are in your station in life. We thank you for joining us, and we're excited to talk to you again next time. Be sure to let us know what you are tracking in the way of accountability. What journey are you on?
How can we support you?
Yeah, how can we support you except financially? Because we're about to save some money.
Yeah.
Y'all be good and be good to yourselves. Peace.